Mhm.
Update settings. All right. Oh, I gotta put away my HUD. Okay. Power play perspective. Hopefully we're live. Hopefully we're good. I think. Oh, we are. Let's go. All right. Power play perspective. Episode whatever. Rocking it on a new channel. Here with Zaz to my left and definitely real Jeffrey LOL uh, to my left. Hopefully I didn't just say left twice. I might have.
Yeah, nice one, jackass.
Whatever. If you guys want to say anything before we get started, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Okay.
That's still second overall best goaltender. He's never gonna be one.
Mmm. That's tough.
Mm.
All right. I guess we can just dive right in. So first, our first topic: thoughts on the Springfield Muskegon series that is now concluded. Uh, a 3-2 series, tight one, went down to 5 games. And big question: is Springfield frauds for letting it get to 5 games after having a 2-0 lead?
Yeah, yeah, they are.
I mean,
Auden Buse carrying that team, and Springfield, goaltending wasn't great. The defense was good. Offense was decent, but they just need to do more against a better team because if they play like that against whoever wins the other series, they're not going to do well.
I mean, when you have a roster that with a former MVP and a defenseman who many say is the best defenseman in the BMHL, and a goalie who they've had the whole regular season, you should be able to take care of this team. Especially if you're up to, you should be able to take care of them in then game three and just get a sweep. But the fact that you went to game five was very que lingers questions about this Springfield team.
Yeah, I agree, and it brings even more questions. The team already there was already questions about them before the series, but now I feel like they've sort of been amplified even more to the fact that they let this series go to 5 games when they had a 2-0 lead, and I could be wrong, but I believe they had a lead in game 3, unless that was the shutout game. I don't know. Could be wrong about that, but just the fact that they let it get to that point is concerning, and obviously Sports for Memes has not looked good in the playoffs so far, to the point where Zebra has started to get minutes. Top 5 goalie, Zebra Orange, mind you. Uh,
Sure,
for
yeah.
the
I
um,
mean, it also lingers the question of a lineup changes finals. I mean, if they're able to get a win in the finals, that means that they'll go to game four and then a Clippy will come back. The question lingers, if this team isn't clicking, will they replace someone with a Clippy? Who will be their goaltender? Will Sports continue at the helm or will it be Zebra? There's just a lot of questions that shouldn't be needed to be asked of a team like this who's made the finals. So it's a very interesting situation.
yeah, I agree. It's just a bit of an odd one. Um, it's it's a delicate situation for them because if you make a change, there's a good chance things get worse. But if you don't make a change in that finals at that point, if you're already getting worked by whoever makes it there, then don't you have to make a change at that point? Do you have anything to lose? There's just a ton of questions with this team that, in my opinion, there shouldn't be because on paper their roster is very good, but there's just so many questions with them.
Anything to say, MVP?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything that was said, really, because like on paper, their team, like imagine this team a few seasons ago, that would like definitely definitely be better than what they should be now,
Hmm.
and they're just not playing how they realistically how they should.
Yeah, and I mean if you look at the other
Mhm.
side, Muskegon's a solid team. I think we can all agree, but I don't think they're anything insane. They really only have one attacking piece in Arden B, and that's about it. Mysterious Fish has had a nice breakout season, but I think we can agree here that he was not the main reason for some of those points. Um, I mean, Coops was stellar. No problem with the goaltending there, whether it was Coops or Weebu. I think both of them did very well in their own regard. Um, but for me, it's just I think they're good, and I would have expected a game out of them, but I don't know about taking it to 5. So Springfield, there's some question marks considering the prowess that some of these players on that team has.
Yeah, I think you can definitely say a lot about Muskegon because they have a pretty good offense with Arden and Mysterious Fish. If you give him a chance, he'll probably make it. But the thing is, you can't say that when you have a top defenseman, a quote top defenseman of all time in Nathan McGowan on your defense. So it really comes down to, and not to mention Optic, who's been known to be a defensive forward at times.
Yep.
So when you have a defense like that, you shouldn't be being scored on by Mysterious Fish and Arden B.
Rookie of the Year winner in
So
cash as well, a couple seasons back as well. Just one of their depth pieces who isn't even a projected starter. He's like their fourth man
he's
right now, their fourth
yeah.
skater. So I don't know.
That's
I think the reason Muskegon lost because the lack of playoff experience in that team. I don't think any one of them has won a series before, and they just made some plays that you wouldn't make with experience. With like Nathan and Optic, even sports memes, they have a bunch of experience like through seasons and seasons, and Muskegon just
it.
didn't have that.
Nathan's a fucking 7-year Minecraft sports veteran, bro. He's
Yeah,
been
52
through
he's
the
years
like
old and
trenches,
still
bro.
on the game, man. Inspirational. All right.
dedicated player.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding. Think we could probably move on. I think we've all said our piece on that, unless anyone objects.
No,
No,
All right, we'll move on. Second topic, the awards. So the awards have come out for the regular season, of course. Feels like a while ago because it was. Um, let me find them again real quick here. But I mean, I think most of the awards were pretty fair. There was a couple though that
I mean, I think another argument has been made by the community, specifically two people, is that the MVP shouldn't have been Cyrus in a way.
mhm.
It should have been Coops. That's what the community has been saying lately,
Yeah,
due to the fact that MVP stands for most valuable player, and so it should go to the most valuable player. In my
to
opinion,
their individual team.
I still think I think still Cyrus is the MVP. Always is going to be the MVP. But I mean, it's a compelling argument to be made for Coops because he definitely was the main factor for that team. He was the X factor.
I
So
I fully
it really
agree.
comes down to the definition of the award. But just based off of what the award's been before in the past, it's going to be Cyrus.
Yeah, and I think there's an argument to be made even for Landon because he finished with the most goals. I'm pretty sure in league history, the most goals and MVP awards have only been different from each other in terms of the winner like once or twice. It's not common, so I think really it was between any of those three. You could make an argument for any of them, but I think Cyrus was I think he was the clear like perfect middle choice of the two. Coops was so important to his team and Muskegon down the stretch, and a big reason why they didn't lose a good like 4 or 5 more games. Um, but at the same time, you know, Cyrus and Landon, he was valuable to his team, but he had Cyrus right next to him. So I think he just, I don't know, he fits perfectly in the middle. So I think it was a fine MVP winner, unanimous in voting.
Anything?
um,
Any thoughts on that, Zaz?
I think if you're basing off a most valuable player, I don't even think Hoops really is the most valuable to his team compared to other players like Patriot. I think Patriot's more valuable. He showed him more games and he won more games, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure Coops only had like 3 wins on the season at goalie. And I don't know. I just think Patriot would have been more valuable to his team if you're basing off of like how valuable you are. So
That's understandable.
Another
just my
argument
opinion.
that could be made against Coops is, by the way, he has Rookie of the Year winner behind him in his tandem. I think Lumberjacks, hot take, they would have achieved the same place with Weebu
Yeah,
because that guy's low key kind of good.
I agree.
And so maybe I'm saying maybe not the same level, but I think they would have definitely still made playoffs and still been the second seed in that division.
Yeah. I think honestly, the fact that Weebu played some games down the stretch and did good may have hurt Coops' case for both the Vesna and the MVP, just because
Yeah,
he came in and did well. I don't know if he lost a game actually.
I don't think so because I think all the important games Coops played, and that's the games where they lost.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, definitely hurt his chances. I mean, but that's definitely that was definitely a team player play though. You
Mhm.
know, could get the rookie in, but definitely hurt his chances for awards.
Yeah.
Another award that was speaking of hurting his chances for Vesna. Vesna obviously one of the closest races this ever in the BMHL, 3-horse race. I mean, Patriot, Patriot and Coops are in the same boat of maybe not the best stats, but very, very valuable to his team.
Yeah.
And then there's Zaz, who, I mean, stats speak for themselves. I mean, it's really got it. All that got to be said.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think honestly, it could have gone any of the three ways, and there's a very good argument for any of them. I think at the end of the day, though, I think for the Vesna, stats do matter a little bit more so than just your overall like value to the team. Um, so I do think that kind of hurt Patriot and Coops a little bit. Was just because at the end of the day, you have to win games. We've seen plenty of Vesnas before where a person may have had more saves and a higher save percentage, but they just won maybe like 2 games because they're getting like 30 shots a game nearly. So I think having good stats isn't always the full story. I think you do have to have some amount of team success in there too. So I
Yeah,
agree with the winner overall.
me too.
Me too.
Well,
Yeah,
I
no
hope so.
shit. Bro, imagine he voted for Coops in the voting. That would have been funny.
I think Patriots should
He's
have got more love in the voting though. He was like pretty good.
I think Patriot was just like Patriot was just is he played pretty. I think he would have won the best in the other season. He was just in the shit position because both arguments that could have been made of most valuable and best stats, he was the middle ground between Zaz and Coops,
yeah.
and that's what fucked him over.
It really
Because in
depends which way
either
you lean.
yeah, either argument, you're gonna go with if you're stats wise and just who's the better stats and best tender, you're gonna go with Zaz, not Patriot. If you go to the most important, in my opinion, you go to Coops, not Patriot.
Hmm.
So I think that's just really what fucked him over. He was the middle ground, and no matter where you see the argument, you're not gonna go to the middle ground.
Yeah, and I just think it's very different from award to award. We just talked about how Cyrus won MVP probably because he was that middle ground. It's very different for the Vesna because it's just everyone's one or the other. I don't. Everyone either says stats are more important or team success is more important. I don't think there's a middle ground, like a substantial middle ground there, like there is for the MVP, where it's like, well, you're valuable to your team and you're putting up stats. I don't think it's the same case for the Vesna.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of other awards too. Team player SCP. No one argued that, I believe.
Talk
No,
about fourth man.
Fourth man?
Onyx won it over he won it over Cash. I thought that was pretty interesting.
I mean I can
I,
partially
I think
agree.
I think just I also thought about stats. Because Crunch does have stats. Cash maybe had two. He maybe had a total of 4 points in the whole season.
Yeah, I don't think Cash did nearly as well in the point total race as Chronix did. And Chronix has stepped
You
in
let,
fine, and the production of the team has been relatively the same. Whereas Cash, I think Springfield's a little weaker when he's on the ice.
yeah. I'm looking at the stat sheet right now. Where's Cash? He's got a good amount of points. He has 10 actually. So
And what Chronix had like 11, I think. Okay, so
9. But he also
really,
had two less games.
oh, okay, well that kind of explains it then. So what, he was on pace for what, give or take around like 12 points probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
We also got to look. I think Krogs did also win the important games when he was on the ice.
Mhm.
You know, he won against Mexico, which is a pretty good win to have, especially if you're a fourth man.
Yeah.
And
100%.
it's just,
I think either one of those two could have won it. Just again, kind of
I don't
depends
even
on
know
how
who the
you lean. But
who was the other person was. Loki.
I no idea, bro. Don't even
So I think
remember.
that was it was Brycey Boy.
Oh, heck no.
Yeah, that explains it. Loki. But yeah. Other important awards. Best Playmaker Cyrus made sense.
Yeah, I'm.
Best GM. That was another toss up.
Um, yeah, no, I think the big thing for best GM is just not deciding, like changing your team mid-season was like usually whoever does that the most, like whoever makes that big blockbuster deal to try and push their team over the edge, usually wins. Just because, I mean, obviously signing a good team at the beginning of the season is very important, but if you don't do anything the whole season, I think, you know, less likely to obviously win it.
think all the GMs that were candidates were actually pretty good.
Yeah, I
They
think
all
I
made
think
pretty
Loki.
important trades.
Every team, in my opinion, had a good GM. Even what's it called, Muskegon.
E- Yeah, and honestly, dude, even like the three finalists were good, but even if you look outside of that, I think all of the teams were even pretty decent as well. You could even make an argument for the Muskies because they still were able to get spines out of a trade.
Yeah, I mean, it was just really good GMing this year. No, like there was teams that were bad, but like they would still be somewhat active, which is the important part.
Yeah,
Other awards, dedication to hockey, Kabufi. I mean, iPad kid.
yeah.
I was
I
always gonna
mean,
be him.
this guy's playing on a Samsung Smart Fridge TV, and he's still playing and doing all right. So fair play.
Fourth man of the year. We talk about comeback player of the year. Me, obviously, because I'm better than all of you. Um,
And you've been retired for like 3 seasons.
yeah. Goalie tandem, Muskegon. I
Makes
think that's pretty
sense.
obvious too.
Yeah.
I
No one
mean, you
else
have
really
the
had a tandem.
yes, you have second place in the Vezina voting, and you also have the rookie of the year. I mean, I think that's a very good argument to make
Yeah.
to be the best tandem, and obviously they were. So
No, I don't think there's a real argument to be had there.
speaking about that tandem, rookie of the year, Weebu. I mean, not a lot of competitiveness with rookies this year.
I mean, it's nuclear missile versus coughing baby in the finalist. It like
Yeah.
And one of those finalists really only played one game.
yeah, bit of a
Um,
actually two of
Another
them
important
were
award
yeah.
was most improved.
Most
Mysterious Fish.
improved, Mr. Eastfish. I mean, he really had he was the only I think he was the only new face at the top of the league, top of the point sheet. I mean, like
Mhm.
one has been like a good player for a relatively amount of seasons. Hello?
Yeah. No, you're
Hello.
good. You're good. We can hear you.
Okay. Each of them has been a good player for a good amount. And this was the only like new person on that sheet on the point sheet. So I think that it really was just the thing that broke the camel's back when it comes to awards is points.
Yeah. No, that one's a big points award, and he did very well this season. I mean, whether you think he deserved it or not with his teammates around him is it's completely up to your opinion. But I think he did well, and obviously, yeah, like you said, towards the top of the stat sheet is usually going to win you that award. So
Then best team at another important award, Dragon. I mean, finalists were a pretty good bunch. Cyrus, Dragon, and Rock. I mean, Cyrus was low key third place award voting because it's not really that defensive.
mhm.
So, but you look at the other two options, Rockwell and Dragon. That's a pretty good pair to be best D man, but
Mhm.
ultimately came down to stats and who 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 just played better too.
Yep. Yeah, it depended
I
on the
think
position there more so. For obviously for Cyrus a little less defensive, like you said, and Dragon is just the perfect mix of points and being that defensive guy.
also
And
think
like
that you go.
I think the shots Dragon reduced like I mean if you look at even the goaltender stats, Muskegon had a lot more shots, which is where Rock was majority of the season. And against Oakland, their Dragon was able to hold it down pretty well and still providing what he needed for the team offensively with locking down defense. So I think that's a very important factor.
And I
Yeah.
think also the fact is the players that they played with. Um, I mean Rockwell with Fish. I think that also hurt him because he had to play with Fish, so his stats were kind of low because he was the only defense on that team. And there's a lot of shots against them on Sharks. He played with Kanye, but Kanye can also be play a little bit back too. He isn't only a offense first, so Rockwell wasn't only playing defense on that team. So that was the hurts his case for best defenseman, and also just the shots against. I think Sharks also did get goals scored on them, even when they had Rock and Kanye. So I think that says a lot about the defense too. Oakland Dragon had to play with Cam and Sponge, two very offensive-minded players. Even with that, he still was able to keep the shots totals to a low, and that really just that sums it up. Just the shot total says a lot. I think that's the most important stat when it comes to best defensive player of the year.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, just one more thing is that I never saw Oakland get a clear shot against them. Maybe there's some weird angle rippers that Zaz had to save, but they never the opposing team. I'm sorry, opposing team never had a clear shot.
Yeah, I don't know really like how many actual like full breakaways or like big time rushes I saw Oakland give up. So I think that's all I got. Forwards. I mean,
We'll go
Wawa is
to
pretty
the
self-explanatory.
Carson,
yeah.
All right then. Next up, the other series in the Southern Division, conference finals between the Mexico City Aztecs and Oakland Rhinos. Both teams have someone on this desk representing them. So there is that, and it's a 2-1 series. Oakland started the series 2-zip, but the Aztecs have one back, and there's talks of them possibly coming back. They've got the momentum. What do you think?
I think Oakland needs to lock in, and they will. They really should win the series after beating a team like the Sharks with Kanye and Rock and Husky, because I feel like if you're able to beat that team, you swept them and you won. I mean, all the games are close, obviously, but you still the series score was still 3-0. I feel like you should be winning like the rest of your games just because of how good that Sharks team was, and you were able to win that one.
Mm,
But for the Aztecs, I think you can't just count them out completely because they still have the unanimous MVP and the top point scorers and two pretty good goalies. So I think series is a fun and close, exciting one. What are your thoughts, Jeffrey Lowell?
I think Oakland may have came in a little bit too cocky. I heard a lot of talks of if we can beat Sharks, we can beat these team, and that we're going to sweep them. I mean, obviously, first two games pretty strong. So in game one, very close game, I might say, like the Sharks series. But then game two, a bit of more of a domination by the Oakland. But game three, they look pretty compromised out there. So I think maybe it was a little bit of cockiness. Maybe Cam was eating mid game like always. Um,
It wasn't about.
the team. I'm gonna glaze. This Mexico team is pretty good. Most goals, United MVP, a former Vesna, one of the best younger players, even though he has to go to sleep at like 8 p.m. I mean, this is a pretty good team. If you compare it to Sharks, legacy wise, Sharks blow out the water, but current times, I'm taking Mexico. So I think a little bit of cockiness, a little bit of rust, maybe led to that loss last night or 2 nights ago, whenever it was. But I think Mexico can come back. I think they proved it game three.
yeah, I agree. And momentum's just so important in the playoffs. You know, you never know what can happen. And like you said, sort of, Oakland came in overconfident, fresh off a big series win. Obviously, no, you can't really blame them for being hyped up, but at the same time, you just gotta settle back in and lock in, focus on the series in front of you. And they did that at the start, but now all of a sudden they're 2-0 up. They think they've got an easy path to the finals. Now all of a sudden, Mexico gets a shutout and are back in the series and have the momentum on their side now. So it's interesting, and you don't want to be on the side of the team that's up and possibly blows a lead. So I think the nerves could settle in at some point if Mexico gets into an early lead in game 4.
I think another thing is if it goes to game five, I think that's panic time for the Oakland because both games are going to be played Monday night due to the deadline.
Mhm.
It's just going to be it's going to be panic time for Oakland if it goes to game five because that means that Mexico's off a win, back-to-back wins, a possible reverse sweep. Not to mention pretty two. You got the most calmest skater and another guy who rages, but we don't talk about him. But you have a calm MVP. I think that's recipe for a reverse sweep, in my opinion.
I think obviously momentum matters, but like if we look back at the last series, Muskegon came back down 2-0 in the series, and then they got blown out. And then let's go back to a few seasons ago in the season 12 finals. Trojans were down 3-1, and they won 3 straight games. And then, you know, forward for the Aztecs, Landon TV, it didn't have his best one. So I think momentum obviously matters, but I feel like it doesn't matter too much, in my opinion.
I
Because I
mean,
feel
in
like
my opinion,
yeah,
when you have Cam on your team, who is a very, very anger issues type of player, who gets mad at his teammates mid-game, if he loses game 4, tied series, he's gonna probably start to blame his teammates. And that's a recipe for disaster. Especially you look at game 1, how compromised they looked when Cam decided to be a goof off. I think that says a lot too, not to mention, you look at those past series, my code talker, wherever the fuck he is, just said Muskegon. I mean, Muskegon also had Mashish Fish and Coops. I mean, not Coops, Arden B. Arden B pretty good, but he doesn't take this seriously. And then Mashish isn't that good. Toledo Trojans back in wherever season that was, they had Zaz in it. He kind of sucks. So
oh, okay. Well,
I'm joking. I'm joking, Poogie. But I mean, there's also been reverse sweeps before in this league. So it's you can't just mention the times where it failed. You also got to mention the times where it worked.
They are rare, but they can happen, and all it takes is momentum and a little overconfidence from one team, and all of a sudden, anything can happen. Any given game. All right, so I think that's all I got for this topic. So you guys, either of you guys have any final pieces?
Nah.
no.
All right. Next up, we'll go to the finals and playoff MVP predictions. Um, so if
Um,
one of you guys want to
I'll
start
go
us off.
first. So first of all, I'll say my finals predictions. Obviously, I'm gonna be what's it called? I'm gonna be biased because why wouldn't I be? So I will say Mexico goes to the finals against Muskegon. I'd say,
Thunderbirds.
but let's just say Oakland also wins. I think either team wins in 3 because that same whatever the fuck the fucking Springfield, yeah, Springfield. That team is pretty compromised. Their skaters, I don't know. They just seem panicky to me in that Muskegon series after game 2, game 3 and 4. They were just panicky and they just couldn't hit the net, and that's what worries me because Oakland or Mexico, they're gonna capitalize on that, and it's just gonna lead to a goal. And if you lose the first 2 games, you're gonna get even more panicky, and that's when they just implode. So I think just the thought of what's it called, Springfield in the finals, and how they could possibly panic and play worse. Not to mention how questionable the lineup already is. I think that just leads to them losing a very against either Mexico or Oakland.
Yeah, I agree. I think the reason they were able to win against Muskegon because Muskegon was not playing smart offensively. When you play like a smarter team like Oakland or Mexico, they're not going to be able to get free 2-on-1 plays every single time. So I think for the playoff MVP, my prediction I think might be Cam 364 because of how well he's been doing and scoring throughout the series. Um, and the finals, I think Oakland will be able to defeat Springfield in a 3-1 series.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm gonna lean the same way here. I would say if Oakland moves on, I think they take it in 3. I just don't think Springfield's on par with this team at all with Oakland. And I think just the goaltending is such a big factor, and I just don't think Sports or Zebra, it doesn't really matter who you put in. I don't think either of them can compete with Zaz and just keep up with this Oakland offense that's been electric all playoffs. Um, I think if it is the Aztecs, I could see Springfield getting 1 on them, but that's really it. I think Mexico would still win it in 3 or 4. And the only reason I say that they would get 1 is just because I know Landon can have an off game, and then if Cyrus doesn't obviously step up, they could win like a 1-0, 2-1 type game. Um, but either way, I just don't
I
think Springfield
disagree.
stands much of a chance.
Would you like to add into my playoff MVP? I'll say one for each team. If Thunderbirds somehow win, I'll give it to what's it called? I think it's because Sports for Me stepped up, so I'll give it to Sports for Me if they win. I think if Mexico wins, I think it's going to be absolute cinema for Latin TV, so I think he'll win MVP. And if Oakland wins, I might have to give it to Zaz because that guy's low-key been the carry of this team so far. He's been the most important player for that team.
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
I agree with the other. I agree with Springfield and Mexico. Well, maybe not Mexico. I think I give it to Cyrus, not Landon, in my opinion, because I don't think.
I I think if Mexico City does win, I think it's because Landon finally locks in the finals.
I think Landon's a great player, but I just don't think he's. I just don't think he's like MVP. I mean, you have the unanimous MVP. Like, I think it's a safe option, in my opinion, just to go for, the MVP, same as the playoff MVP. That's just my opinion there. What do you think, Husky? Who do you think would win playoff
Mm,
MVP?
if it was Mexico, I'd say Cyrus. If it was Oakland, I would say Cam, I guess. But you could really argue either or. Uh, and then Springfield, I'd say Optic if he steps up and started to score, a good bit. I think he could definitely win it.
I want to talk about Optic's performances because he's been pretty good. He's scoring like 2 goals per game on that team whenever they win. I feel like he's pretty overlooked, and it's kind of unfair to him because of how like prestigious Nathan is. But I feel like he's like a very important player to his team. He's being overlooked, overshadowed, I'd say.
I can agree with that. I think one thing for me personally that's made me overlook is just the whole scandal that happened with Eclipe. Thunderbirds have been less credible to me in my opinion
It's put
because
a
of that.
big stink cloud over their team.
Yeah, I think that cheating scandal really just hurt them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not their fault at all. They shouldn't have been punished for that, but Eclipse wanted to cheat, so
Hmm. I mean, I think we can all agree it was a little convenient how, he goes from like a fifth man at best, and out of nowhere he's top two in points.
He probably would have been top one if he kept playing, finished out the regular season.
Yeah.
yeah, because it was cheating. Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Next topic. Next season. Let's go through the owners. Next season says season 18, 17, yes, 18. I mean, let's start with the returning franchises. Returning San Francisco Sharks owned by Husky. What do you think his lineup could be?
I think,
Muchachos.
I think his lineup. Um,
Trout here, I
you know,
think he might
I have
get
no idea.
he might get a former MVP in there.
Probably.
Um,
I really have no
do
idea.
you care if I say anything, Husky, of what you told me before?
No, judging on how I don't even remember what I told you before.
Okay. Well, I believe he might get former MVP and top goal scorer of this season in Latin television. I think I think that's just how the cookie crumbles because I don't think any other team would want Landon. But I think Husky being a good GM would just pick up the 5-star, get an easy forward. And it also really just depends on what Husky decides to play next season. He could be a skater, he could be a goalie. I think if he does need a goalie, he might go the route of sports for memes, or maybe an underrated player, maybe a hockey man, maybe a minty, someone that he can build up and be his project. Um, if he plays if he plays goalie, the sky's the limit of who he can get low key. But maybe someone he landed show with, but also someone that's pretty good. But that really just depends on who he gets. But I don't know about defenseman, low key.
Maybe Camp 364, half forward and Landon defenseman. That could be a possibility.
I think that's a pretty bad lineup, low key. Landon cannot play defense to save his life.
Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah.
They may average 9 goals a game, but they will also average 45 shots against a game.
Yeah. That's also the VC of doom and despair.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Zaz? Do you agree with predictions? Do you have something else in mind?
No, I think You could also always have to put in Kanye because the Kanye Husky normally team together. But I think Kanye might actually be going to a different team, which we can talk about later.
Yeah. Another returning franchise, the Springfield Thunderbirds. But this one's pretty obvious who's returning because of due to past extensions. I mean, they extended Optic for a whole season, they extended Cash, and it's been pretty obvious that because of past drama within the league that Paige is going to go to the Thunderbirds. But I think it's pretty obvious what their lineup's going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be Optic, Cash, Eclepe, and Patriots. So
Yep.
that one's pretty much in the bag.
Yeah, I mean, not a
But
horrible
another
team.
one. hmm
I
You
mean,
guys can say your thoughts. Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty set in stone already. The only non-returning player really are the goalies. And even I'm pretty sure Zebra may have been re-signed, or actually no, he didn't. Never mind, that's a lie. Um, but yeah, so the goalies aren't coming back, and Nathan's not coming back, but everybody else they're bringing back. So they're retaining a lot of their team, and I kind of like this approach. I don't think we see it very often, where they're just trying to build up that team to stick around long term, and I kind of like that. Again, there's not really a whole lot of that going on around the league, but still, I think it's kind of cool, and I think it's not a bad team either, obviously.
Oh yeah, I agree completely. The way they're just gonna keep building on the roster. I think Nathan leaving is a big issue though, because that's just a huge piece to lose. But I mean, then the Clippers there. Clippers an iffy player, but I feel like he's honestly not too bad. But you can't really judge him off of cheating, like how he played when he's cheating. So it's really I don't really know how that team's gonna go well. If that team's gonna go well next season.
Yeah. I mean, team's just pretty mid, in my opinion. Optic might have to go play defense. You have Cash, who was pretty ant last season, and Eclepe, who's seeded. So it's pretty ant team, but possibly with Patriot in it, Optic as defense, I think that could be a pretty nice lineup. But you also have to look at last year's Citadels, didn't work out that much, so it just leaves a bit of questions. Another returning franchise, though, is the Muskegon Lumberjacks, but under a different owner.
Yeah, Mysterious
The-
Fish, current GM of the team, coming back to own. This is a weird one. It kind of happened last second too, because originally the team was just supposed to go under and not come back next season. Um, but then kind of last minute, Fish, applied for ownership and got it, and decided to bring the same team back.
I
this
think,
might I got something big. I think this might be very interesting, but I think Kanye might actually go to this team with Mysterious Fish and Coops. I feel like that's a very big possibility. Kind of might be random, like unexpected, but I think he might go there with Fish, and that team might be a little dangerous.
Hmm.
my question is if Fish is not Fish. Oh no, he has re-signed Coops. Okay, well, this really just is who's going to be the defenseman. Could be Kanye. I mean, yeah. Is Coops a 4 or 3 star? Because that's another question. Is do they have the star cap? Because Fish obviously a 4 star. Coops should be a 4 star because he's a Vesna finalist.
He
Or is it
is a
4 star? I
4.
think. Yeah,
So what? That puts their cap at
15. I mean 13.
yeah 13. I mean it's still possible though because they do have a
It's
couple draft picks.
possible.
Yeah, they have draft picks. They're fine. They'll get to the roster limit, so they could build that team pretty fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think really just the question is who can be the defenseman. There's a bunch of different options. Maybe they can go sneak. I don't think. Maybe they could maybe sneak out a little Nathan. I don't know though. I'm pretty sure he's going to a different team. They could. They just need a defensive defenseman to pair up with Missy Fish and Coops and net. I mean, that's always going to be good. Another question lying though is, are they going to keep Weebu, or is he going to go start for a different team?
I think he's on his way out because I'm pretty sure he wants more minutes, which is
That's
understandable.
fair. Hmm. Any last thoughts, Zazzy P?
No, I think I've just said all about that team that I've needed to.
Hmm.
That's fair. Hussy?
Nah, man, I think I'm good.
And the last returning franchise from this season is the Minnesota Muskies.
How the hell does this guy keep getting a team? I mean, honestly, okay.
You're the
I say
fucking
no,
commissioner.
okay, I know, but I say that, but he's not even done that bad. He at least keeps his team active for the most part. They may suck every season, but he keeps them active for the most part. Um, I think this team though, they probably won't be good, but I don't think they'll be that bad because there are some players who are just gonna get like destroyed by the cap and just can't find a team. So I think they will get some, players who just can't really find their way onto a team, and then all of a sudden, you know, they could be decent.
I think this is gonna be let me say lineup predictions. He's gonna get Chef Curry, Atomic, JoJo, Minty.
That's a
Hyper
team.
Sage.
Oh yeah, Hyper Sage is there too.
Oh, may he resign?
I think so.
Oh
Or
hell
he's
no.
probably going to.
I feel like they might have Hyper Sage like be a GM of that team,
I'm pretty sure
and
that's
like
the
Yeah,
case.
that's fair. I mean, Muskies. I don't think there's gonna be much from that team, anyways. So
Yeah. I mean, they'll exist. They'll probably win more than 2 games, which is what they won this season, but probably not much more.
now
They'll
let's
be
go to the.
they'll
I think
exist.
now we should go to the new owner in the league. We can go to the new owner of the league, the in Bakersfield, Mountain Q.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. This team's been radio silent. I don't.
yeah.
Who are they getting? I mean,
I have a bit of an inside source from my Pookie Wookie Bakersfield, possibly signing some underrated people. Maybe I think they could sign Hockey Man. Another person they can get. I think Q has a very is IRL is RC. I think a lineup of Hockey Man, RC, and Q.
mhm.
Two mutes, but I think that's a pretty solid lineup actually. Could definitely build up to be a good lineup, maybe with more experience, I think.
Yeah, I think that would be a team
That's
that could maybe struggle early, but they'd build and improve as the season goes along.
another
Very
person I could see
unbelievable.
maybe going, maybe Optic. I haven't heard him talk about any others. Oh no, he's on. Okay, actually okay. I'm dumb. Good golly. Okay, I'm trying to look at the people on the list and try to maybe say some predictions. I mean, maybe an
Maybe Landon.
SCP Landon, maybe actually. If he doesn't get like on a good team, he could maybe go to that team. I mean, you have Q as your defenseman, Hockey Man as your goalie. It's the B team as 16, but still pretty good. Let me DM Q anyways. Hold up. I'm about to get the inside scoop.
I think
Elliot
Q's a
Friedman.
very underrated defenseman.
He
He's
is.
like I feel like he's just not that active, but I feel like if he played, he would be pretty good.
Bro,
And
chill
I
out. He was in his cave.
Dude, he was chilling
yeah,
out. Whoa, he was chilling out with Steve the Bear. That's his name, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Steve.
and I was on a team with RC once. He wasn't that great, but I feel like with your IRL, you have just more chemistry. I didn't even know their IRLs until a few minutes ago, but I feel like now that team could be pretty good. Hockeyman's a good goalie. He just can't really pass it up well, but I feel like that kind of works. I
And
feel
he
like
also
Q
has a
kind of
bedtime of
stays there.
6:30 p.m., bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I really don't know about that team. I don't know. I feel like if it's the lineup of RCQ and Hockey Man, I feel like that's a very mid team. I feel like they could get some important wins. They could be surprising.
I think RC and Hockey Man both can reach to the pretentious possibly, and especially with Q, a veteran player. I think it's definitely
Season
possible.
6 Unk.
Well,
Bro, and not to mention BHA, bro.
Yeah, for real, bro. This guy's 50 in Minecraft years.
Then we can go back and now review a team with a pretty annoying owner, the St. Petersburg Blues.
Um,
I
I
think
mean,
it's pretty obvious what their plans are because that fucking guy doesn't shut the fuck up about it.
yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
but Arden B left. That was gonna be their forward, and now he's not here.
I mean,
yeah, I mean,
currently, I mean, you have Nathan. I mean, pretty obvious Nathan Kazu. Another
Cause of
forward.
goalie.
Yeah, I know, but like forward, I mean, 9 times out of 10, he's going to invite someone from BHL and tell them to play forward. So
Exactly, dude.
that's my prediction.
So I mean, his team's literally gonna be him in net. He's running Nathan at defense, and he's gonna get one of just the four little goons from the JBHL commentary squad in the draft, and he's just gonna have one of them play forward, or he's just gonna invite some other BHLer, and they will play forward,
Yep, that's very true.
or
That's
he'll
why I
make
think.
SCP play forward.
Oh, he could. Yeah, okay. Well, the lineup could be SCP. What's it called?
Yeah, but we already know what he's gonna do because the motherfucker won't be quiet about it.
Any thoughts about that, Zaz? Anything else you need to say?
Nah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, now we can. Okay. Now we talk about another first-time owner. Um, back in the state of Ohio, Mr. Zazzy P.
Toledo
Hmm.
Trojans.
I
Do
think it's a
great.
pretty obvious lineup. It's gonna be Tav, T Guns, and Zaz.
Yep. Right on the
Team of
spot. That's who I'm
Doom, bro.
drafting.
Team of Doom.
Maybe
Nah.
you get a little bit of Chef Curry in there. Mix it up.
Oh.
Ooh.
Nah, I'm taking Tav over Chef Curry any day. I'm not gonna lie. But
Yeah.
the lineup for that. Let me. I really don't know. I don't have any inside scoop of what he's gonna choose. I think maybe
Me neither.
Cyrus and Jeff, possibly.
I don't. I don't know. I think he might get Cyrus and Jeff.
Yeah. What about you, Husky? What do you think he's gonna get?
Hmm. Um. Well, I mean, I already know the squad. I think, unless something's changed.
It's T
Um.
Guns and Tav, obviously.
Yeah. Sure. Let's go with that. I don't know. I think they'll be good. Can they finally get it done and win a finals? We'll see.
That's what's
Yeah,
me.
the unanimous MVP. I think that says a lot. Still came in a fucking business though.
Oh, he's playing net. Don't worry. He'll be goalie. The line of the skate
Oh,
lineup me and Jeff.
skaters have 2 minutes to spare.
Yo, that's
Genuinely
they're
brutal.
counting us out.
Bro. Okay, well, Toledo's pretty obvious, I guess. And the last franchise, a pretty historic franchise. This guy's been playing blocky hockey since I was in elementary school. Rockwat.
Uh. Yeah, I think this team's also pretty obvious because it's another owner who won't be quiet about it. Um. They had some beef with Patriot, who was originally supposed to go there. And now I believe the lineup is Dragons, Spines, and Chronics in net, which is an
And
interesting
possibly
pull.
sports too.
Yeah, sports as well, but apparently also,
As a
according to
skater.
news yesterday, Sports for Memes may be retiring, quote unquote, as he's like, like I guarantee you those skates are gonna be laced for the first game of the season. He's gonna be ready
Bro,
to go,
they're gonna
dude.
be laced, but he's still gonna be benched for preseason, bro.
Oh
Might be a
boy.
hot take. I don't think that team's gonna be good.
That just to
Dude,
me, dude, Spines will show for 3 games, then disappear. Just
yes. And then you're gonna be stuck with sports rings and dragon and
yeah,
skaters.
and
Dragon,
And
don't
then
get me wrong,
Chronics
but
lags out
sports,
too. Like he
Chronix
can't
lags out.
complete a game.
Dragon's busy too. This team I think is gonna disappoint. People are gonna have really high expectations. I think they're gonna suck. Not suck,
those
but
are
Yeah.
gonna be
not
like
be nearly
those are
as
gonna be
good.
like that one season, UMHL season 2, the Charlottetown Vikings.
Yes, bro. They're gonna have
Oh yeah.
The
unreal expectations, and they're just
yeah.
it's just not gonna happen.
I mean, yeah, I think maybe we can do a little bit of a predictions of who we think will be the top teams and little teams.
I mean, I think there's about 3 teams you can say will probably be low. Like I'd say Muskies will be low. Um, Windy City, like I said, I just think they'll disappoint. St. Petersburg, I don't think will be super good, especially now that Arden B's gone. Um, Bakersfield could be low as well. So I think it's really like a 4 horse race, if I'm being totally honest.
Yeah. I think I think what's it called? Sharks, Toledo, uh, Sharks, Toledo. Thunderbirds will be mid. St. Petersburg depends on who they get. Maybe they can be good, maybe they'll be mid. Windy City, first 3 games undefeated, goes 3-5 the rest of the season because everyone else goes inactive. Springfield mid. Muskegon could be decent actually, low key.
Hmm.
Bakersfield mid, maybe get good rest of the season. Muskegon, not Muskegon, Muskies, shit. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree with everything there.
No, I do too.
Now we can go into the fucking list of best top 5 players of each time, done by the committee. First, we'll start off with skaters, just to get an ease into it.
Hmm.
Top five skaters. Number one, Kanye. Number two, Ivy Outpass. Number three, Lion Television. Number four, Nathan. Number five, Dragon. I
Um,
think I think one and two was never a debate. Never will be a debate. Maybe with the new gens, maybe, but with the old unks, we all know that Ivy was gonna be is always gonna be number two.
yeah. I mean, seriously. I remember back in the heyday, it was there was a three in like what was it, like season 7, dude, when all three were still like playing and like still really good. It was just 3-horse race, like all depended on who you asked between Nick, Kanye, Ivy. Obviously
Bro,
two
it
of
was
them ended up
fucking
sprinting way in front of the other, but you know, I think they're still 1 and 2 pretty clearly. That
number.
doesn't matter if you're a new gen who just joined, 5 minutes ago. Oh, I think Cam's the top 5 player of all time. Not true.
What about what's your thoughts about the top one and two, Zaz?
I agree. I think this list is actually pretty good. I was teammates with 3 of these guys, and all of them were very good when I played with them. So
Yeah. I mean, number three, Landon. Maybe a little bit skepticism goes on. Maybe because of his ability to win championships is not there. Possibly can go there, but I think you also just gotta look at his what's it called? His awards repertoire,
Hmm. He's
and
got the
just he's always
individual
gonna,
success.
yeah. When he finally wins that ring, will he be two? But no. But
I still don't think he cracks it.
but yeah, he'll always be number three. He always was number three when it came to Ivy Kanye. He was always the best of the rest. So
Yeah,
that says a lot. Number four, Nathan. Hmm.
it's an interesting one.
he has 3 rings.
He does.
One of them was fake.
Yeah, one of them, this guy was literally like the 7th string on, so I don't know.
Also, the one in season seven. Yeah, because he won by forfeit, even though it was a 1-1 series.
Hey, that one's not my fault. Up to how many rings does he have now? 1 or 2?
He has another one.
I can't remember.
Does he have another one? I don't think he has another one. I think he only won UMHL.
Yeah, I don't think he does. I mean, you could argue some other people, but I think he's been playing since season 8 pretty consistently. Like there's a
He's
lot of other
never been
players.
bad.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of other players you can say could be up there because of their success, but I mean, realistically though, like what are some names? I like we're not putting Johnny Rocket in the top 5 in the Big 2025.
I mean, let's look at past awards. I mean, maybe we can spot a few MVPs. I think that's the best way. I mean, there's not really much diversity here.
No. If he gets a ring and wins playoff MVP this season, there's an argument. But
Yeah. I mean, there's not really much.
yeah.
Things to determine. I don't know. Oh yeah. Um. Now we can go into the score of what's it called? The top five
Goalies.
goalies list. Okay. One Husky, two Zaz, three Cyrus. There's no debate about that top three. All three are in the top three all time, no doubt.
Mhm.
And maybe you can make a singular argument for Zaz versus Cyrus when it comes about rings, but I think it's pretty obvious Zaz skill wise is definitely number two and plays with his business. Here comes the real thing. Zebra Orange number four.
I mean, what the damn hell is this committee doing?
What?
I,
What?
I mean, uh, justice for TC Bakite, bro.
Mm,
Not even okay. I'm trying to figure out what they said to make Zebra Orange the fourth best all-time goalie, bro.
Hold on. Hold on. Who is that random guy who won the Vezina in like season 4? Who is that guy? What is his name?
Ah, let me
Where's the
look.
award?
Pib.
He is better than Zebra all time. I mean, what are we talking about?
Dude, it's like you can't even. There's no way Zebra's top five. Maybe not even top seven. Because okay, if you're looking at his Vesna was in a very weak competition season, and like there's a bunch of different people with the Vesna too. Nick and Net is better than what's it called Zebra Orange.
Skill wise, yeah, absolutely.
I might say I'm better than him. Tronix on his heyday is better than Zebra Orange.
Hmm.
There's a bunch of people who's better, and he has the Vesna in a ring.
Yeah,
There's people who has more than that.
yeah, I mean, shoot, you have Vezina and you have 4 rings, I think.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's that. Chronix. I don't think actually. Never mind. That shitter hasn't even made a finals yet. But you know, Nick has what, 2 rings and a Vezina? I think he's better than Zebra all time. I don't know where Zebra's name came from, and where like these other guys are. Like I know they haven't been playing for as long as Zebra, but what has Zebra done in that time span? And then 5, Patriot, I guess. Sure.
I mean, yeah, it's
Not
pretty
who
good.
not who I would have put there, but
So what did you put?
I I would, in my ideal list, I'd put Nick 4 and then one of you or Chronix at the 5. Maybe Zebra, maybe Patriot. Any of those
Yeah,
4.
but skill wise, I feel like Patriots definitely 5. I mean, he played in like
Yeah, I don't hate Patriot at 5. I just hate Zebra at 4.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Patriot just has no awards to show for it. I mean, wait, no, he does. He has a ring. Patriot has a ring. So
Oh, he does. He just has no fastness.
yeah,
Dude, he's the modern day Cyrus, man.
he only has one less ring than Cyrus. More than me. He definitely should be like over Zero Orange.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I don't know what else to really say. I don't know if there's a whole lot more to go over.
I think that's really just it. I think we got our agenda in for this episode.
Yeah, I think that's all I got. We're really out of topics here, but obviously playoffs still going. Got one more series in the conference finals to wrap up, and of course the finals, all brought to you by MSPN. Go check that out if for some reason you're just on this channel and not the other one. I don't know why you would, but in case you are, cool. Just check it out on MSPN. Pretty cool, fun stuff. Um, but yeah, I think that's all we got here. We are out of topics. Thank you for joining us. We're setting off fireworks. Zaz is tweaking out in the background in his suit, and we have the definitely real Jeffrey Lull to my left.
Yes.
Definitely not an armor stand. I think that'll do it for this episode. We're gonna be more consistent, I think.
You're the only question, fatty.
Okay. Well, whatever. We'll see you, fellas.